So actually, we are born with that capacity of co-creation, that capacity, not to reproduce other people's wisdom, but to create our own ways of thinking. And I think we should just do a better job in school to maintain some of that energy, because once again, in the age of artificial intelligence, that's what makes us human. That's how we will be complementary to the artificial intelligence that we created in our computers, not substituted. And so I actually do think that is an innate human ability. So we just need to nourish it better.
I really fear going for a career. For example, one of my interests is engineering and medicine. And especially medicine, I really fear going to specialize and at the end realizing that 90% of what I want to do can now be done by the AI.
So yeah, it's a tricky time for us, I feel like, because we as students now, we especially with their university, we need to choose somewhat of a path. And if we choose a certain path and then that path turns out to be not as resilient towards AI, that could be possibly very impactful towards us. And therefore, yeah, it's a tricky time.
We know as humans we can learn to be good. We can develop highly sophisticated metacognitive regulatory skills, metacognitive awareness, skills that are hugely valuable. That's something that's way beyond AI. And the same with the metasubjective intelligences, though, not just EQ or emotional intelligence, but actually the kind of ability to reflect on our development of emotional intelligence and on the way that other people are or are not developing emotional intelligence, and that impacts on the way that we interact with them socially. And then, meta-contextual intelligence, I feel, is a way of looking at intelligence that we really underestimate. And again, is way beyond AI. So, as humans, we're really good at moving around into different environments, interacting with lots of different sorts of people, and it's incredibly difficult for AI.
So if you take something like collaboration or communication, it's actually an amalgam of attitudes, values, beliefs, and skills that a person puts together that enables them in a particular time or place to communicate, to listen to someone, to respond to them. So the first thing that we've done is try and codify what that might mean so that everyone understands it. And for each of the commonly used general capabilities, we've fleshed out what are the attitudes, values, beliefs, and so forth that make it up. So that becomes a definition of a capability. And because we're looking at behaviours, not psychological constructs, we call them competencies.
This is more challenging than the old way of teaching, right? Sure. In order to have our students develop these competencies, the teachers have to have it first, right? Yeah. So it's going to be challenging, and each skill competency is so complex and it manifests differently in different contexts. How do you actually get to teach them? And they're very difficult to actually test for as well.
I think collective leadership development is one of the insights, right? Like where systems are changing, it's never about a single actor. I mean, a single actor can change a lot. It's just that when you see change happening in a sustainable way, it's not really a single actor. It's like you really do have enough people at every level and they're working towards shared purpose.
Where in our curriculum would there be more robust and beautifully aligned space for greater agency? Yeah. And just that move alone to help teachers look at their curriculum through the lens of agency, let alone skill development, what skills do our students need in these different types of inquiry, is transformative.
The question I would pose is, who do we need to become? Rather than who are we? What does it mean to be human? Who do we need to become in order to be members of this community of life that we have fought for a long time we were in charge of? And that's where values come in. And those values are not unique to one culture. They're not unique to Indigenous people or non-Indigenous people.
you.